Hi, and thanks for joining us today. The following video is part of the Data to Decisions learning series brought to you by the Regional Analytics Laboratory, or RANLab for short. Before we get started, we'd like to acknowledge that the lands on which Memorial University's campuses are situated are in the traditional territories of diverse Indigenous groups, and we acknowledge with respect the cultures and histories of the Beothuk, Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit of this province. We encourage everyone to reflect similarly on the lands from where you are watching this video today, and to consider the Indigenous groups for whom those lands are traditional territory. RANLab is the Data and Analytics Unit of Memorial University's Leslie Harris Center of Regional Policy and Development. RANLab analyzes data and geography in combination to provide insight into and project modeling for indicators such as demographics, labor supply, service demands, commodity prices, and other socioeconomic indicators. The purpose of Data to Decisions is to help Canadians from varying backgrounds learn how to find and apply data for their own projects. Data to Decisions uses plain language and real-world examples and video presentations to help enhance this learning experience. This presentation will help you learn how to navigate the Statistics Canada website to collect data for your project and demonstrate some tips and tricks for collecting that information. This project is funded in part by the Future Skills Center, who we'd like to thank. And if after the presentation you have any questions, please feel free to contact Megan Odner or Jamie Ward, whose contact information will be provided. Thanks and enjoy the lesson.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the third presentation in our Data to Decision series. The first two presentations were on data and geography and data quality. And those presentations provided sort of background foundational information about data. And today I'm going to be actually walking you through how to collect, customize, and save data from Statistics Canada. Now, of course, there is a plethora of sources where you can find data from. Just for the purposes of today's presentation, we're going to be walking through Stats Canada. So we're just waiting for the StatsCan site to load here. Here is the data hub on the Stats Canada website. So if you just go to the StatsCan homepage and you click on this tab up here that says data, you'll be brought here. And this is where you can search for your data. Here's the search bar here. You can search data by topic, keyword, description, table number, and you have some filters down the side here to help you find what you're looking for. So for today's walkthrough, we're going to be looking for population data. So I'm just going to pop that in here, click search, and you can see that we end up with over 4,000 search results here, which is a bit overwhelming. So let's use some of these filters down the side to help narrow down our search results a bit. So as you can see, you can filter by subject. We're going to go down, we're going to filter by geography. We're going to look for data that's available by province or territory. And you can see that by selecting that, we've already reduced our search results to about 1,100. We're going to filter a little bit more. I'm going to scroll down, and we're also going to look for annual data. And you can see that now we're at less than 200 search results, which is a lot easier to sort through. Down the side here, all of these tables are different data tables that have something to do with population. So you can select any one of these and look at the data that's in there. We're going to go with this first one here, population estimates on July 1st by age and sex. So you just click on the title, and it's going to bring you to the data set. And you're going to see that there's already a data table down here pre-populated with data for Canada, both sexes from 2017 to 2021, and you've got it broken out by age group down the side here. Now, if you want to look at different data in this data table, there are a couple ways to do it. If you just want to take, let's say, a quick look at a different geography, you can select from the drop down here, click apply. And you'll see that now the data table has been uploaded with Newfoundland data here. But if you want some more options on how to customize your table, what you can do is click this Add Remove Data button. So we're going to click on that and scroll down, and you can see all of these tabs right here give you options on how to customize your data table. So we'll start with the geography here. We're going to expand our options. Canada is pre-selected, and we're also going to click on Newfoundland and Labrador. Click on the sex tab here. You can separate out males and females. We're going to leave it just as both sexes for now, but there is the option to do a bit of a analysis between males and females if you're looking for that. Under the age group, all ages is pre-selected, also median age. I'm going to go ahead and also select average age. And one thing to keep in mind as you're going through these options is to always check wherever you can expand. Do a quick check, because sometimes Stats Canada pre-selects options for you that you may not necessarily want. So right now they have all the age groups pre-selected. This is going to return a lot of data in the data table, which is fine if that's what you're looking for. For our example, I'm just going to deselect this because we're not looking for a detailed age breakdown. So just keep in mind, check the plus boxes to expand out and make sure nothing is pre-selected that you don't want. And also just keep in mind that the more options you select as you go through these filters, the more data is going to be included in your data table, the bigger the table will be, which again is fine. It just depends on what you're looking for. We'll move over to reference period here, and we'll just do a 10-year time span. And then the customize layout tab, this is where you get to customize how the data is going to be presented in the data table. You get to choose which variables you want to show up across the top of your data table and which variables you want to show down the side. So right now, for example, I'm going to show you they have geography, sex, and reference period set as columns and the age group as a row. If I just press apply as is, this is what the data table looks like. So all of the data is there, but it's not super easy to get a good look at. You got to scroll across. The years are all along the top, along with the geography. And it's just not the easiest way to look at this table. So what we're going to do here is we're going to set, geography, sex, and age group as our columns. So I'm just going to switch this one over, and we're going to set the reference period as our row. And you'll see how that will change the way the data table looks. We'll hit apply. And now we've got a sort of more compact, easier to read data table. It's all right here on one screen. So now we've got our customized data table and we want to use it. How do we collect this data? How do we get it from the Stats Canada website into, let's say, Excel so that we can actually start using this data? So there's a couple ways to do it. One is to actually just copy and paste the data from the website into Excel. And this can be done with smaller data tables like this one. So I'll just show you here. You can literally just highlight the table, do a copy, go over into Excel, do a paste, and there it is. You just got to play around with it a little bit so that you can, see all the numbers, but there's your data table. If we go back to the website, there are also some download options. And this is handy when you have bigger tables that you're looking that don't copy over quite so easily. So you have your download options right here. Just click on this button. And I'm just going to go through a couple of the more commonly used options here. So this first one is download as displayed. So this will download the data table exactly how you see it on your screen with your customized data and your customized formatting. If you scroll down to here, download selected data for database loading. This will download the customized data, only the data that you selected, without any of your customized formatting. So it will just download the straight data, which is easily inputted then into already pre-existing databases. And if you scroll down to the bottom here, there's an option here that says download entire table. And this will download all of the data in this entire data set. The data for all geographies, all sexes, all age groups. The entire thing will download into a zip folder, and you will have all of the data in this data series available to you. So I'm just going to show you this first option because it's the most commonly used one, the easiest to do. So you click the download as displayed, open up your file, and here it is. Now with this option, you get the table as displayed right here. You also get all the information along the top here. The table name, the frequency, the table number, which is really important. I'm going to come back to this in a second. Your geography, the release date. Also, any footnotes that come along with the table are going to be downloaded as well, which is really useful. Now, down here, they have a how to cite, and this is where all the work is already done for you in terms of citing and sourcing your data table. So you'll see right here, we've got the data table right here, which is the same as up top. And this is really important to save with any data table that you copy or download, because if you just copy that, we're going to go back to StatsCan, back to the data tab, and you can actually search for data by table number. And it'll just bring you right back to where we were at this data table. Another useful thing they have here as well, down here, is the link to the data table. And this is always really important to have included, because that way, if you need to go back and quickly access the data from this table, or if someone else who didn't originally collect this data is looking for it, this is just the quickest, easiest way to get back to that data. So that is just a very quick overview of how to find and collect data from Statistics Canada. Let's go back to my presentation here. I hope this has been helpful. I do encourage you to go to the website yourself, click around, look for data, play around with the customization options and the download options, and just sort of get a feel for how you go about finding data on StatsCan. So just a few key points to wrap up here. The first is that data can be searched generally by keyword or description, if you're not quite sure what you're looking for, or it can be searched specifically by table number. If you know exactly the data you need to find, you have the table number, you can go straight to it. So the search function It can really be used when you don't quite know what you're looking for, but you have an idea, or when you know specifically exactly what you're looking for. And the filters are a really useful tool for narrowing down your search results, because as you saw, if you put in a pretty general term like population or GDP or household, something like that, you're gonna literally get back thousands of search results. So using those filters is a good way to narrow down those results. And finally, once you have copied or downloaded the data from StatsCan, it's always important to document the table name, the table number, for easy reference for either you or someone else to go back and find that data later. So that wraps up the presentation now. As always, if you ever have any questions on any of this stuff or any of the previous presentations in our Data to Decision series, don't hesitate to contact me or Jamie. We're always here to answer your questions and to help. And yeah, thank you so much.